This is episode 7 of Homebuyer 101 with myself, Allison Klein with Blue Sky Homes and Land. Last time we spoke about getting under contract. You were under contract. Now what? Now what do we do? What do we expect? Well, it's important for you as the buyer to know that the contract protects you and your interests above all. So you have many chances within that transaction period in order to withdraw that contract, terminate the contract. Let me give you some examples of some of those deadlines, some of those times. The title period. So what the title company is going to do is they're going to go back and they're going to look at the history of that title. They're going to find any easements that are on the title, any liens, anything else that are on the title, covenants, if you're in a subdivision. If you as the buyer go through that title commitment, which is what it's called, and you see something that's concerning to you or that you don't like, you have the option to terminate due to that. The next one is inspection. Inspection's a big one because you want to make sure that you're getting into a house that doesn't have issues, major issues especially, that are going to be coming up. So you want to get an inspector into your house once you're under contract into the house to do a home inspection. They're going to write up a report, and with your real estate agent, you're going to go over that report and you're going to decide what to do. If it all looks good to you, then we just move forward. If there are some issues, especially some safety issues, then you may ask the seller to address some of those issues, either by addressing the actual issue or by giving a seller financial concession at closing for you to address that issue. The third option is that you can terminate. You can look at that inspection report and be like, well, that's too much. I don't want to move forward, and you can terminate. The next is financing. If you are getting a loan, you are dealing with a lender as well throughout this process. There are a couple of times throughout the transaction that you can terminate due to anything that's happening with your loan. And the first one, which happens within a week usually of getting under contract, is the loan terms. If you can't find terms or agree on terms, interest rate that works for you, you can terminate the contract. The second one is loan availability, and that happens later in the transaction, usually closer to closing. And that's if anything in your situation changes or anything within your loan changes that allows you not to move forward, you can terminate. The last is appraisal. Again, if you're getting a loan, your lender is going to order an appraisal, which is the fair market value of your house. If, for example, you have offered and gotten accepted that you're going to pay $225,000 for a house, and the appraisal comes in at $200,000, you have a problem. There are different ways that you can solve this problem. You can terminate the contract. That's one. The second one is that you as the buyer can cover that gap. You can come up with the extra $25,000 to cover that gap and move forward. The third is that the seller can lower the price to that $200,000 level so that you can then move forward within that appraisal value. All right. There's a lot that goes into transactions. Usually they're 30 to 45 days, but they may be shorter, they may be longer, depending on your situation. Now you're at the closing table. Make sure you bring your ID and a cashier's check for the amount owed. Congratulations.